Hey there, Clash fans, and welcome back to another Clash of Clans podcast for episode 8. I'm your host, Click, and today we break down the Discord chat with the community managers, and we'll be covering the hero journey, clan recruitment, scams, safety, and esports. Then I sit down with the hosts of the C2J Podcast for an interview and close it out with Clash Court. And this week, the people of the village versus the super wall breaker. The verdict is in. Let's get straight into it with Clash News.
It's time for Clash News.
Welcome to Clash News Network, and in the news. The Discord mods ran another clan chat discussion with Clash community managers Ferry, Marco, and Frame last week. They came up with some interesting and relevant discussions across a variety of different topics. First topic on the list was the hero journey. The community managers said it wasn't an all fix, it was a way to make upgrading heroes exciting again, while improving equipment discoverability. Because players with high hero levels and low equipment is an ore problem, not a catch-up mechanic problem. Not upgrading your heroes doesn't seem worth it anymore, with the journey gifting epic equipment the more you upgrade. Marco put it like this: the majority of players have low equipment levels or no equipment at all. That's what the journey was meant to fix. With no other ore improvements on the cards, they are currently brainstorming other possibilities, but nothing is set in stone. The discussion then turned to the recent readmission of Global Chat. The community managers are very happy with the release and how things went, but the work isn't done. They wanted to make it possible to drag and reorder before the release for more customization, so you can expect some cool features that didn't make the cut for version 1.0. The focus was to make it functional first, and then build from there. Right now, over a quarter of the players are using Global Chat, and it's climbing because over 1 million chat groups have already been created. The top 3 discussion points at this stage are, in the first position, recruitment, right at the top of the list, with progression strategies in second place, and placing third, strangely, but not really, considering the 2026 World Cup is currently underway. Sports takes the bronze. And pun was intended. When asked where they see Global Chat in the distant future and what might creep up, Ferry said the number one thing for them is moderation, not just from the Clash side, but giving players more agency to moderate their own groups. They also want to reduce spam while adding features like army and base layout sharing, replays, and everyone's favorite, troop donations. Global FCs weren't explicitly mentioned, but I'm sure with enough whinging on Reddit, it'll be seen in the near future. Things pivoted towards clan systems and recruiting. We heard that 73.64% of the player base is currently in clans between only 1 and 5 members. Meanwhile, a minuscule less than, or should I say just over 0.5% of players are in a clan that is filled up between 45 and 50 players. So now that Global Chat is implemented, we can see how true the age-old phrase of global was key in recruitment really was. Things shifted to safety and security with scams when Al asked about preventing leaders from losing clans to scammers. Marco said, don't share your accounts with anyone. Players should double check who they relinquish leadership to, only someone you know well and trust, like a member who has been in the clan for a long time. That's when Godly touched on a current scam. There's a bug that can create an exploit in the game that could be an issue needing a fix. Marco agreed to investigate it further. Frame said that Godly had brought it up in a chat with him and then reiterated Marco's sentiments of needing to look into it straight away. So as you can tell, Supercell takes account and clan safety very, very seriously. They also spoke about attack strategy suggestions, troop education, and potential merge of the cookbook and practice mode, but we'll have to wait and hear from the designers before any speculation can be made. And finally, Esports, let's not forget about them. There was the mention of a possible integration of the esports mode into the gameplay itself so that we can get players more interested. And that's something I can get behind because with the first World Championship monthly qualifier just finishing in spectacular fashion, it seems a very, very good idea. Zoo's Esports defeated Reported Gaming in what seems to be a recurring nightmare for them of resetting in the lower bracket, only to suffer heartbreak in the end. Some great attacks were used, though, all throughout the matches. We saw a lot of Hydra and Super Bowler attacks. There was even an angry spell used at one stage. The Queen's Monolith Arrow and Dragon Duke made several appearances in most attacks, so the new meta is definitely shining through in esports again. But, of course, we had Tryhard, keeping it old school with Lalo attacks, and even Chihuahua traded the Lava Hound for an Ice Hound for one attack. So, keeping it old school there, those two. So, with Zeus Esports taking the first golden ticket of the World Championship qualifiers, who will be next to step up to the plate to take the next one? And I'd like to welcome here on another Clash of Clans podcast, the famous duo from Crystal to Join podcast, Karl and Sky. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing great. Still drinking coffee this morning.
Yeah, doing good. Thanks for having us on.
Yeah, no, the sun's busy setting here on my side, so it's just come up there by you guys.
Yep.
Cool. So, can you tell me a bit about the podcast? Did it develop through being in the same clan, Crystal to Join? How did the Crystal to Join podcast begin?
Yeah, it was a wild and wet journey. It started actually if you want the whole inside baseball, it started basically way back when the original podcasts were going on, because and then it kind of morphed from there. Let me explain. So when the OG podcast came out,
Like when there was still Clashcast and all the
Yeah.
other old ones that don't come up anymore.
Yeah, so podcast has always been like a format that's something that I was like into ever since I like even heard of it was a thing. So I like had started several podcasts, a couple car related, a couple video game related, like even before the first set of Clash podcasts came out. And so it was always something that was interested, but back then it was like way harder to, like, now it's like the easiest thing ever to go put a podcast up, but back then I was like doing the RSS feed by hand and all that jazz, like way back in the day. That was for like non-Clash podcasts, and then that was like my hobby of like just making podcasts. So then eventually made Clash of Clans podcast kind of like in the middle tail end of like the first set, and then quit when I quit Clash for a couple of years, back when Town Hall 11 was like maybe, I don't know, midway through. And then went for like several years, and then like didn't go on Discord, didn't do anything. And then I think I was setting up a new computer or something. I can't remember why I got Discord back. And so then when I got Discord back, there's actually like a whole bunch of old messages sitting there that were like years old. And one of them was from Buckshot, which was like, I don't know, you call it my Clash bestie from like the original time I was playing. And I had bought like a new car, which was one of the cars I was like recommending to people. And so he had like a picture of the car. And so I was like, shoot, I'll message him, see if he's still around, see if he's still playing Clash. So I messaged him, and he was like, of course, he's talking about the car. Of course, he was like, hey, you need to get back in the Clash. And so I was like, I don't know. And so then got my old account back, obviously, joined his clan, and then it was just kind of like, it just kind of missed the podcasting scene or whatever. So then that's when I started the reboot of the podcast, and then that's where it went for like all the several just different iterations of the podcast that went from there. And then through everything from like super filthy casual, like, did you even get your more attacks in this week, all the way to, we were playing esports and actually like we won, shockingly enough. I was going to blow people's mind. We actually won some money playing esports. And then,
Whoa.
uh, things like like with a lot of people, like you kind of go up and down playing games that kind of feigned, and it was actually basically we kind of shut down the podcast. And then Barky, Sky's significant other, said, hey,
Mhm.
what are you doing? You need to do the podcast again, do it with Sky. And so then we had like whatever the fifth reboot of the podcast with Sky. So that's how we um kind of did a few episodes together or whatnot. But that's kind of like the history of like, did podcasts all throughout, did Clash, quit for a bit. Buckshot actually got me back in, went through several hosts, and then Sky kind of salvaged the podcast afterwards. That's kind of the history.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. So Crystal to Join was my first podcast I had actually ever been on. I was actually just joining a new clan family at the time, and I had a friend. It's like, hey, you should be on this one, and that's how we kind of connected with C Note, and C Note was with them, but at that time I was with it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. And then how did Hero, the legend, how did he feature?
Oh, okay. Yeah, Hero was listening to the original podcast, and that's back when I was
Yeah.
in Buckshot's clan. And so a lot of the like OGs for C2J joined Buckshot's clan before it kind of got
Okay.
like too big and we had to go make our own clan. So actually Hero was um, found us on back when we were in his Buckshot's clan was called Back in Black,
Okay.
and then he kind of followed us through, and then he kind of caught the bug too, and he's like, "Hey, what do you think about doing a podcast?" I was like, "Yes, absolutely," and I kind of helped Hero
Of
get
course.
set up, and then yeah, obviously it was everyone loved Hero, so it's like
Oh,
he's like
yeah.
probably one of the most liked internet personalities I've ever met, um, and so that's how he started. His pod, and then it was like we kind of had some back and forth and some hijinks and some mischief with him, which was always good. And then uh
Yeah.
and he was one of the ones too that we like shared like real life stuff too, so he would like call me or do like a random FaceTime or whatnot. And so that was
Really.
you know pretty cool friendship, internet friendship, that kind of trickled over to IRL too.
Oh, that's awesome, man. And your show, it mixes Clash with topics like your top 5 lists with and banter and talking about movies, everything, just all about life in general. Is that what you always was that always the plan, or did it just evolve naturally into that?
Yeah, it was meant to be more serious Clash, and then we just kind of kind of went with how the personalities on the podcast went. So like the first host, he was in college, and so uh, it kind of took a different vibe, obviously, than
Yeah.
when Sky was on, right? Like I kind of try to
Yes.
adapt. Like there's still a personality, but I try to adapt. So like I'm sure that Sky can fill you in on kind of how that went, because it's still kind of like the general vibe, but there's a different personality based on the co-host.
Oh.
Yes.
And Sky can tell you too that the podcast too, like within the I don't know what you call it, like the different generations of it, it
Yep.
definitely has like a lot. Even within the episode's like a lot different. So like maybe Sky can kind of talk about this, but like some shows we literally have notes that kind of cover the whole show, and sometimes we like wing it and everything in between. So like each show kind of
Yes.
molds its own personality. So why don't you talk a little bit about that, Sky?
That's what we do. So usually we start up with like notes, and usually we kind of veer off and just start talking how kind of whatever pops in our mind as we're going along. It's a lot of fun. I actually I really enjoy doing podcasting. Is I'm still really new to it. So I've only done we probably did what, 10 episodes, I think, Carl,
Yeah,
somewhere
something
around that
like that.
area.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I was on one of the episode, I want to say it was 100. I don't remember. I have to look back, but I originally was on around episode 100. I think we're on 160 now or something.
hmm
Sheesh.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
and
And
Sky, kind of compare and contrast being a guest too, because like you were saying, you were a guest on an episode, especially like I think we did some events or some tournaments or something like that that you
We
were like
did.
crushing. So what's it like being a guest versus co-host? Like, what's the vibe like?
I like being a guest. It's a little bit I don't feel quite as maybe I feel a little less stressed being a guest because then I could just answer questions and I feel okay doing that. I don't feel like I have to know anything completely right now, I guess.
And you guys recorded on Twitch, eh? So that's like a live audience.
Uh, it kind of varies. Like we've done Twitch a handful of times. It's mostly we record on Discord similar to you, and
Yeah,
then we set it up permissions similar to you too, where only certain people can talk in the voice chat,
Yep.
so they can listen live on
yeah,
the Discord, and then there's like you can kind of see it's kind of cool where people are like posting messages and you can respond
yeah,
real time, and
Yep.
then we did do a handful, like I think with Woo, we did a handful on Twitch to kind of dual cast where you can go listen on Discord live or you can be on Twitch.
yeah,
Since
Yep.
since obviously we don't have like a huge staying power, Twitch only gets like, you only get a handful of extra people on there. But it's like kind of cool to like a lot of this too is for me is just to see if I can like go do it. Like can I, set up the Discord a certain way? Can I go multi-stream
yeah,
or multi whatever just to try to go figure it out like as a little puzzle? So that's what we did on the Twitch thing, and then on several times. I mean, Sky's been on tons of events where they're like live streaming
Oh,
the
I
play
love the
too.
live
So
streams.
Did,
I like the
um,
live streams, yeah.
does that do the live streams? Does it influence how the way that the episode goes?
Oh, like on the live stream on Twitch, like I like reading
Yeah.
them and I like reading the banter that people put up in there, and I think it's really funny. I watch it on my TV. Whenever I see Carl come up, I pop it on the TV. I'm like, hey, hi.
do you ever get more like on the events that we play? Or have done together, do you get more nervous attacking live or not attacking live, Sky?
Yes. Yes. So I get nervous attacking live, but I always do it. I always try to be that supportive person to attack live while you're doing the stream. Just because, not everybody likes to do it.
Mhm.
I'm like, I got it. I've got it. Let's go.
I still haven't gotten the guts up yet to appear in any of these events because I think if it would be live, and I mean it's already if 2 or 3 people from my clan are busy watching me attack in war, then I start to stress already. Imagine if there's like hundreds, I'll go crazy.
Well, I have a
Um,
live audience next to me every day I attack. So my husband, me and him play together. So I'm usually getting banned. He's like, "You can't do it. Why are you going in that way?" I'm like, and then I triple. I'm like, "See, I know what I'm doing sometimes, anyway."
but, Click, you're not the only one. I don't wanna name any names, Click, but there's several podcasters who notoriously and infamously wait until the streamer, watches somebody else to go in just so that there's no chance. So, like, I don't wanna call anybody out, though. They know who they are. Yeah.
And I mean, 159 episodes, Carl, that's a serious back catalog that is with C2J at the moment. What's been your most memorable episode?
Oh, obviously episode 100, which was um, labeled "A Death in a Family." It was kind of like the hero
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
memorial, which
Yep.
was like I don't want to like super explain it all, but like I couldn't have like every like obviously it was like what the super heart wrenching thing, but it was just kind of like weird how it all lined exactly to episode
Yeah.
100, and then getting everyone to like kind of come on and speak to it, and then
Oh,
it was like it's still to this day it kind of gets me, and then we do. Hero Memorial War every
Yep.
yes.
January, so like we
Yeah.
do that we've been doing ever since he passed away, and then
Yep.
it's like no surprise that like I'm a huge Batman fan. So like, like
Yeah.
labeling it Death in the Family too, for Hero, and then obviously has like a Batman a callback for one of its most famous storylines was
Yeah.
I don't know, a little special to me too.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. So you're a DC fan?
Yeah, I mean, I like a lot, like I like a lot of comic book stuff, but yeah, DC is obviously clearly my favorite, and obviously big Batman guy.
No, I'm a DC fan myself. And then what's it? The show's been dormant for a bit. Has the flu gone yet? That you got a couple of months back that I commented on, Sky.
So yes, it's gone. And so since then, I've had the flu. I've sprained my ankle. I've had lots of fun stuff happen. So it's been great. School. I'm on the last push of school. I should be graduating. I should be done soon. So I have 2 semesters left. I'm like,
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah.
So then we should be getting a couple of episodes soon then.
Yeah, we just gotta bug Carl a little bit more, I guess.
Yeah,
Well,
we
I'm
did.
hoping
We
I'm
did
hoping
DM
this
about that
does.
recently.
Yeah, you did send me a message about that.
Yep.
And how's your relationship with Clash itself changed over the years while doing the show?
Oh, so how has it changed over the years? So recently I've actually taken a step back, which is kind of nice. I don't feel like I'm so crazy and so crazy busy with stuff.
Okay.
I'm really enjoying how I'm playing right now. I used to so I did for about 5 or 6 years. I played in like 7 clans and I ran all of my accounts. And now that I've taken the step back, it's been really nice to be able to focus on just my main account, and I do like occasional wars on my other ones, and it's like stress wise, it's been fabulous. I love it.
For you, Carl?
Yeah, I think it's made it. This might seem counterintuitive because people would think that if you have a Clash, any type of content, YouTube, podcast, whatever, that you would like be more serious about it. But like, I think the podcast has made me go even farther in like waves of where I am in my Clash career. So like, kind of how I mentioned that like there was like the esports phase. So before it was like joking, kind of like the classic thing of like, every clan goes through about, so and so's inactive or so and so's not reliable on war attacks. Are we even going to win because we get more attacks, all the way through kind of that esports mode, which we actually kind of weirdly got lucky because um, just randomly on Twitch back when I was like streaming Twitch a lot more, like we bumped into like a couple of really good players that I don't know why, but like kind of took us under their wing to like uh, put us into this like world. And so that's where we went all the way through this phase of like a lot through 14, 15, and 16. Actually, shout out to Tip Dog because he was the first one that got us into esports at Town Hall 14. And then through 15, 16, we played in like tons of stuff. And actually, a couple tournaments we did like pretty darn good. And then that's when we went to like almost a pure content phase. So like for a couple
Yeah.
CWLs, we like hired some pro players, and so
Jeez.
like we were actually competing into like the supers. Like we had that was probably some of our best rosters that we ever had, where we were just like had good players for what the meta was, and then a few of those in the top league, we like had. Demo was there for a long time. We had Rakira's,
Jeez.
Synthé was there. We had like it was just kind of fun to go hire them for the week, and it was kind of interesting too because like some of them like did horrible, like some of them were like lower in the pack, and so actually Synthé did horrible when we hired him, and he was like the most expensive. So we hired him. He did absolutely garbage, and so then he felt bad. So he actually was in the I think I'm pretty sure it was the Hero Memorial War or something. It was one of the event wars. So he stayed and he was in one of the event wars, and then but then also that we had like some players like Dima who he was like super cheap, and he stayed around for like a couple of months, and I think he missed. So he played like he played like 5 months with us, and he missed 1 percentage point the entire time during
Oh
CWL
no.
for us.
Wow.
So he was
Wow.
like just as good, and he was actually playing on Queen Walkers at the time. So he was like playing on Queen
Wow.
Walkers. He would do CWL. I mean, he has like a lot of accounts, but yeah,
Yeah.
he did CWL for us. So we had like a couple of like try to go compete with the big dog runs, which is pretty funny. And then it goes all the way to now, like what Sky was saying about you're kind of like spread pretty thin. So now I'm at the point of like my farming is literally trying to deploy troops as fast as I can and then like leave and go do something. So like right now I have like um I do just because I'm trying to keep my builders going. Like I think I do like all clone spells, like balloons and drags, and like I just deploy stuff in like 3 seconds
Yeah.
and then leave. Like that's my entire farming strategy right now, just to try to maximize on time. So you can see how wild the waves are from trying to actually be like good, compete, all the way to like I literally have no time. I don't even know what the meta is. It's only until recently, actually, because of you click about having to go record for your other thing. It's like I probably should figure out what's going on in Clash. So I actually did an attack with the mono arrow, like the
Oh,
recall
Oh,
mono
yeah.
super bowler thing. I was doing that, and
Yeah.
I see that instead of the RC charge, you do the Dragon Duke charge now or something like that. So I'm
Yeah.
starting to get back into Clash. I'm starting to figure
okay.
stuff out again.
I still don't
Yeah.
use my Dragon Duke like at all yet. I still
Oh,
upgrade.
What?
no.
Goated
Yeah, so I
hero,
really
man.
haven't
What's
used
going
them.
on?
I don't know. I like clearly I'm falling behind a little bit.
He's the most potent hero.
Yeah, so I'm still having him on upgrade. He's consistently been on upgrade. I haven't been using like boots
Oh,
or hammers
okay.
on him, so I just
Mhm.
been keeping him going. But I mean, my hit rate in C2J right now is really good without him, so I
Mhm.
can't say too much
So how are
BS.
you
Yeah,
doing?
you've been crushing.
How are you doing in CWL, Sky?
So this was my first one. I didn't get a perfect war. I got 20 stars instead of 21, the last one, and I was really
Oh,
mad at myself.
oh,
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 Sky's
and
been carrying us big time.
Oh,
yeah,
Barky's been doing
because
really well too. Yeah.
I mean, and then in 2 days we've got another one.
I know. I kind of like it, but I don't kind of like it at the same time. I'm like I feel like I'm obligated to constantly be doing attacks every day. but uh, but that's okay because that's been bringing me back in because I kind of like set back a little bit, and then I'm like, well, I kind of
Mhm.
like doing it every day now that it's bringing me back into playing more.
Oh, that's awesome. The Anime Fury update was massive, though. I really liked this update.
Yeah, for sure. And then because of the back-to-back CWLs, do you guys feel like equipment was always a pain in the ass anyways, but then with the
Yes.
Mm.
back-to-back CWLs where you're like trying to try hard and now like some of the new equipment's like really good, like all of a sudden
Mm.
I figured out apparently the torch is good now, so you have to have an upgraded torch. I
Oh,
just talked
yes.
about the monolith arrow,
Oh.
and then what's the little chain, the jaw thing that chains off the Dragon
Oh,
Duke, the Electro
the
something?
Zap, the Electro
Yeah.
Jaws. Yeah.
It's
Yep.
like all this new equipment is like super amazing too, and it's like I don't like to try to get all your accounts, all this equipment leveled up. Are you guys like struggling? Because I feel like I have to have all this
Yes.
cool equipment, and I'm like, where am I getting all this ore from?
Right.
Oh, it is pretty difficult. But I mean, how did you guys do with the hero's journey? Did you get enough to feel good enough that it was worth it?
I think so. Like I haven't finished it yet. I don't know if I should be finished it. I'm like I have to try to figure that out a little bit more. But I did get like a major one done. It made me use my dragon duke there, and I'm like, oh, so I actually have to use him for some raids. Okay, so I used him. He was fun to use. And then I put him back on upgrade.
Yeah. And you, Carl, did you think it was a nice input
Yeah,
of all?
yeah, no, that was pretty cool. It kind of I think they did a good job blending new player stuff. Like if you were to get like a new account now, like I always felt like with the equipment and then having to like if you missed one you had to like go buy it and it was like kind of expensive. But it
Yeah.
feels like with what they're doing now, if you like had an account that was behind or only had one account that you casually played, it feels like you probably could
Yes.
do okay right now too. Like they've
Yeah.
like bridged the gap now, so I think that that was a huge win to them. And then
Yep.
uh, something that we talked about in the podcast, over several years now, but was it almost felt like the way that they were making the game that they needed to cut bait on the new player because it was just impossible for the new player to feel that they were like still had a possibility. But now that
Yep.
now
Yes.
it feels like they can, but at the same time now it feels like your account is never over with like all the supercharges and the amount of new content they had, it feels like I can never. I was hoping that I could, let's say that the updates, whatever, in the winter. I don't know exactly when it's going to be. I think it's going to be somewhere in there.
Yep.
For the sake of argument, say that it is. I feel like I need to get one of my accounts like almost done to be able to park it so I can work on. I only play like 3 18s right now. Like I need to park an account so I can work on one of the rest, but it feels like I'm never going to be done with any of them to park. So it's like this weird world where if I was a new player, I feel like I would be able to do okay. But then as a player that's been playing for a long time, it feels like I will never be able to get all my accounts ready, for the next update where I wouldn't have stuff that
Mm.
is trickling over from this one to the next one. But
Yeah.
maybe that's me. Like, how are you guys feeling with the amount of supercharges and all this jazz going on?
I don't feel like I'm ever gonna be done anymore, I think. Like, I feel like I'm
Yeah.
constantly have to do so, which is not a bad thing to keep you working and doing stuff and not having your account sit maxed. But it seems like there's definitely a lot more than what and it keeps the higher players interested. When we had all the other stuff, I magically got equipment on all my smaller accounts, which was kind of fun.
That's
I'm like,
nice.
oh yeah, so I got all
Yeah.
this equipment for free that I didn't need to buy with gems. I'm like, oh, I should have waited.
Yeah, it does. And then it makes me think I've played all of those events, but then I sit and I think to myself, yeah, but that's why you nearly maxed on all of your equipment. Okay, keep
Yep.
quiet.
Yep.
Keep quiet,
Yep.
Click.
Click, how many accounts do you playing right now? Like I don't know fully all the stuff that you play
I
right now.
I play 3 accounts at the moment. So all 3 of them are sitting in Good Guys 5. It's almost max tunnel 18, and then
Yep.
new tunnel 15, and then a tunnel 12 that's about to go to tunnel 13. I play all 3 of
Okay.
them now.
How
Uh,
how fast are you going through?
well, I tell you what, the tunnel 12 is not as long as the original one it was. It's still got a lot of the double upgrades, but it's a lot quicker than when I originally started. I can tell you that much. But when
Yeah.
it comes to heroes, upgrading the heroes, I was really slacking on in the tunnel 12. But now with this hero journey, I tell you what, it's definitely made it worth it.
Yep.
The 5 levels we got upgraded that upgraded our heroes in the beginning before equipment came out, it was worth upgrading. I mean, just rushing now, all you need to do is put in a hero potion and you can leave your heroes down to nothing. Now this hero, that's exactly what the hero journey does. It gives a reason to not rush anymore.
Yep.
Are you a rusher, Sky?
So I've experimented with that a little bit. So most of my accounts are not, but I do have 2 that are.
Uh,
Um,
Okay.
I find that it's really hard to catch up. But at the same time, you can have that one attack that you really like to do and just make sure that's leveling up as you're leveling up your account. But so I have soon to be 15, and also have an 11 because I got bored one day and decided to start a new account and I was going to rush it all the way up to 12.
And that's where you sit. Carl, how many accounts you
Yes.
got?
I have 4. I only really play 3. The fourth it is a 12, but it's just more of like a placeholder if I need to sit into a clan. And
Ah.
yes, I am a rusher. That's how I got my other 2 like up higher is basically just picking like because the end goal was like max gameplay, so it was just like
Yeah.
figure out where all the pinch points were depending on like how what clash is like in these days, figure out the pinch
Mm.
points and then make sure that you upgrade around the pinch points, obviously going heavy offense over defense because that was back when war weight mattered too most of the time when I was rushing.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it also helped. Now, like no one even says, like nobody even knows what that means anymore because it doesn't matter. But
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think I've heard that war weight tossed around too much anymore either.
yeah,
It used to be a big thing about it.
Did you use any guides for your rushing?
Yes,
you okay?
I
Whose guide
did.
did you
I
use?
did. Oh, well, let me look real quick. Just call me T. His guides.
Okay. Okay.
He has a
Yeah,
really good one. He does. He has a really great one. and his stuff is, it's very logical if you read the PDF file that he has out, and
Yeah,
he updates it with every update and stuff too. So it is really good. I don't follow it so much anymore, but
no, his all calculator is awesome.
yes, yes, it is.
Yeah,
I love how we calculated. I'm like, wow, this is cool.
yeah, yeah. What's it? So global chat's back. Can you believe it? After all of this time, the person who was really against global chat, in all honesty.
Yeah, so I don't think it's definitely not the same as it used to be, because I remember the old global chat, like that was a big thing, and then they got rid of it, and that was a big thing that they did that too. So I kind of like the different chats that you could do with it now. It's kind of cool. I think it's great if you have like multiple clans and you can all connect and right there without having to log on to Discord right away, and you can still be in game. So
Yeah, Carl, I loved your opinion on global chat. It was amazing. Really did love it.
yes, I like the top five. That was great.
I mean, you got to give
That's it.
gotta give them what they're expecting, right?
Yes.
It was personally. Look, when I came in towards the end, where it was you go somewhere and you've got some guy busy asking, "Are there any girls?" And you go to another clan and they're asking something, and it's in another language, and you tell them speak English, and then they carry on speaking. I mean, there was no Google Translate back then, so
Yeah, no.
we didn't know what they were saying.
Yep.
It's definitely not the same, but I'm glad it isn't.
Me too. In a way, I'm glad, but it was really funny. So just for amusement the other night, there's like girls only chats like popping up in global, and it was really funny. Just literally sitting there watching people talk. I'm like, oh my god, I'm glad we don't do this on a regular basis anymore. I was laughing so hard over it. I'm talking to my husband. I'm like, you got to log on and you got to see this. This is really funny.
I'm loving these groups. Carl, have you seen any cool groups that in the chats yet? Have you gone in and had a look at it?
Not a ton. It definitely feels like I thought there would be like a little bit of a slow burn to get into them. It seems like people jumped into them head first. I don't think that anything has replaced Discord yet, though. I don't think that I think that a lot of people were so ingrained into the Discord, and there's just so much more capability that it's not like cutting into where you were in Clash in the Discord. It just makes it maybe a little bit easier rather than having to have both of them up at the same time. You could have like a thing like you're saying when you're, over in CWL in a different clan, you can still talk to your buddies in the first one.
Mm.
But that's what I was like kind of interested about, how much people would really use it, since they probably already were set in their ways with the other apps that have more capabilities. But like I think that just to double down on your guys' point, that feels like it's kind of a home run so far. Call me crazy.
Oh, absolutely. I absolutely think so.
Yeah, you're not into any basketball chats.
Oh no, absolutely not. I don't. Everyone said that this basketball tournament was coming to the United States, and I was none the wiser. So that was weird.
And the Football World Cup, as we call it, is currently going on. So obviously, did you guys get your halftime teddy bear king?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
On all
Well,
15 of my accounts.
That's perfect. Well, and Click, I did get a lot of grief because, of the thing that I'm not joking about was, like I'm not really paying attention at all. But I didn't even realize that. So in C2J, the thing is that we're Australian, because like a lot of
Yeah.
our members, at least back in the time, were Australian, and we still have probably our most legendary clasher in C2J is Magic Knob, who's
Oh yes.
Australian. He's about as Australian as it gets, right? And so
Yes.
when the US played Australia, I didn't even realize that was like in my backyard. So I should have went to the game. I didn't even go to the game, and the United States won too. So that would have been even better. So I totally messed up on all that, not realizing the game was going on, not going to the game, and then not rubbing it into Magic Knob's face. So that was all L's for me across the board.
But you made up for it with the eagle in the speedo in the chat.
Yes, the hip thrust eagle. Yeah, that was pretty funny.
No, it is a really your the whole community there. Your Crystal to join the guys that's in the chat there. It's really awesome. I come in there and I come and read. I initially came in there to come and ask you guys when you're gonna have another episode, but we've been through that, and then stayed because the conversation is awesome. It's really a fun atmosphere in there.
Yeah, I really liked it when I first came over too. I was like, wow, this is awesome. This is great. That was like 4 years ago now. Yeah.
Yeah, can't take anything too seriously, and
Nope.
allegedly you need to have a thick skin to stick around. So,
And with that, let's get into shoutouts. Kat, who have you got to shout out?
Dude, I gotta
Scotty,
give a shout out. I gotta get a shout out to Rick because he put my survey for my class. He put it in places that I couldn't put it in, and I got so many responses now that I'm taking me through 4 days to tally everything up.
and you Carl, you got any shoutouts?
yeah, here, there's a little bit to unpack there real quick. For people that are interested in Clash of the Clans podcast, I'll say this: I've been in a few different like podcast worlds before. The current one for Clash of Clans is probably the best one I've ever seen. Like, my advice is just do it, post it. It doesn't really matter. Like, you learn a lot as you go through. And then
Yep.
Click, you've actually seen in person that everyone that's doing podcasts these days are like so supportive. It's like as soon as you put your podcast
Yes.
out, it immediately gets found and everyone is like, what can I do to help? Let me
Yeah.
get your show out there. Can I come on? Can I help you? Do you need help with guests? Like, it's like the most opening, like literally it's, you build it and they will come. Like, that's literally what the Clash world is right now. So
Well,
is.
just go for it. And that's the same advice I gave Hero. And then Sky, you need to talk about how you did the Clash of Clans for your class thing about your sort of like, you need to give a little summary of what that's all about, because that's kind of cool.
So I'm taking sociology right now, and I
Yeah.
had to do a sociological study on something that is important in your life. I'm like, well, I'm gonna do it on Clash. My teacher actually challenged me to do how social interactions affect Clash of Clans. So I'm like, game on. You got it. I'm doing this. Like, she's like, I challenge you to do it, and I challenge you to do it well. I'm like, great, you got it. I'm doing it now, and I did it. I came up with all these questions, and she helped me change the wording because some people commented how the wording's a little tricky, but there's a reason for it. And like when I'm finished, I would be more than happy to talk to anybody who wants to hear about it. Sure.
Cool.
So I honestly think so. This midterm that I'm doing right now for this class, it's going to turn into my final too. So if more people want to end up like answering the survey, because it bigger the better, because it's going to be I'm going to be continuing it, which I found out 2 days ago that it's going to turn into part of my final too as well. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I wish you all the best. It is really cool. I've done the survey, and it's nothing difficult. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Isn't it Clash of all the things have been the most polarizing for the social aspect, because it's like a game that you could play and never talk to someone ever, right? Like these days you
Right.
need to ask for troops if you want to go do, and like that's on one end of the spectrum, the far end, and then
Yeah.
there's also the other one that's like literally you talk to somebody every day, like your pen pals, and then you have like
Yep.
permanent, lifelong relationships from it. I've never seen a game that has that big of a
So
delta.
some people know, but I actually met my husband through this game. So that's why this game is really
Whoa.
important to me. So we actually met via this game. So
Wow.
I messed up one time putting him in a war, like literally, and he was supposed to be in it, and I didn't put him in. So I messaged him like, "Hey, I'm so sorry. You were supposed to be in. I'll make sure you're in the next war or whatever." And that's kind of how it started. And
Oh,
yep,
that's awesome, man.
yeah. So not many people know that, but that's it. Yeah.
So the global back in the day wasn't. There is actually a good love story that did come out of it.
Well, it's not from Global, so it was on Discord. So
Ah.
yeah, yeah.
So you guys didn't get a chance to listen to the discussion on Clan Chat.
What do you mean exactly?
It was the community managers who were speaking
Oh,
to
So
the
I have
Discord
not.
mods.
Yeah.
yeah.
They will be putting it out on YouTube, And that's
Okay.
who I want to send my shout out to, is to Elle. I want to thank her for getting me the chat of them so that I can listen to it and I can put it in the news for us. My main shout out has to be to GCBC. Good cop, bad cop. Thank you
Oh,
so
he's
much.
so awesome. He is such an awesome dude.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank
he really
you
is.
so much. I mean, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have gotten in touch with you guys. And he's started off as a chat. I was like, hey, listen, I'd like to put the podcasts, let it show on my channel. How do I do it? He didn't know. And
Yep.
I mean, it was just that one little interaction. And the next thing I know, he's helping me so much. This community
Yeah,
is amazing. Really, it is.
it really is. Dude, I have to give a special shout out. I just have to tell you guys. So someone on my survey told me how many Clash of Clan accounts, and I think they might be a god because they run 53 accounts regularly. Someone
What?
answered 50. Yes, 53 accounts. That is a record. I also had somebody that said they have 30 and somebody who has 20. Like, I'm like, I'm crazy, but I'm not that crazy.
No.
And it's
But I
all
mean,
anonymous. I don't know who it is. I have no idea who has 53 accounts. I'm like, dude, that's so many. So many
I
accounts.
think I might have an idea of who that might be.
Uh, that's so many. I'm
A
wondering
a
if
certain
it
moderator on Reddit who features in a
maybe.
podcast.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, because I used to play with a guy. His name was Dandy, and he had so many accounts too. Like, I'm thinking he was probably the one that had 30, but I'm like, dude, you are all nuts.
Well, thank you both for giving me a little bit of your time so that I could entertain and tell everyone the story of the Crystal to Join podcast. It is a great, they've got a huge amount that you've missed out on if you haven't listened to it yet. So go and catch up. And hopefully, you guys, once Sky's finished with her schooling, she'll be back into it as soon as possible. We just need to
Yeah.
speak more to Karl.
Yes.
You've inspired me, Click, and thanks for having us on the show. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Cool,
absolutely.
man.
Thank you.
I'm glad to hear it.
Order in the court.
If everyone could please settle down and stop pretending they don't see the defendant already eyeing to break things, we are now in formal session. The people of the village versus the super wall breaker. Bailiff, please escort the defendant into the courtroom. Super wall breaker, please rise. You stand before this court today facing 4 serious charges. Charges that, when proven, will make even the world champion think twice before charging in. On the first charge of grand larceny with malicious damage and destruction of private property, let the record show what happened last Thursday. The deploying officer, a reasonable person, opened his attack and zoomed in. They studied the base and highlighted one specific outer wall, the bottom left compartment. It was clear as day. The finger tap was confirmed and the deployment was locked in. There was no ambiguity. You were pointed at one wall, just one job. And what did you do instead? You ignored it. You hit a wall 2 compartments to the right, while the actual core of the base was just sitting there, untouched, completely intact, while the CC troops were just laughing at us from behind level 14 walls. Property damage across 4 unintended wall sections, time wasted, troops misrouted, and a whole attack derailed before it even began. Guilty on the facts, and guilty on the replay. On charge 2, reckless endangerment. That's the reckless deployment of a weapon of mass destruction with complete and utter disregard for intended trajectory. Now, the defense would probably stand up here and try and tell you that targeting is complicated and pathing is difficult, and as a wall breaker, you're simply programmed to go for the nearest available wall, and sometimes the geometry is, quote, unfortunate. Well, the court isn't interested in geometry. That's what engineers are for. What the court is interested in is intent and execution. The deploying officer spent 40 minutes studying that warbase. 40 minutes. Watched YouTube, went onto Burnt Base for the exact layout, paused and rewound, took notes, had a plan, a clean 3-star plan, in fact. They dropped you with decision, with confidence. But you turned left instead of going right. On the third charge, a violation of municipal ordinance disturbing the peace of an unshielded base. Please consider this a quiet base, no shield active because it was midnight and nobody expected trouble. The kind of base your deploying officers stumbled across while half asleep, looking for easy loot, figuring the outer walls were loose enough for a quick, painless raid. The defendant proceeded to dive straight into a wall next to a bomb tower that already had been severely damaged by the Duke's backpack, causing it to make a huge racket with another explosion. The problem is that the raid cost more in deployment resources than the loot was ever worth. The player only walked away with a 12-hour shield. And finally, on charge 4, let's go over this one so it sinks in. Every dark elixir in the village can hear this one. You are hereby charged with chronic elixiric vampirism, preferential supersammonification, and habitual unauthorized structural penetration. Let's talk economics. Nobody uses the regular wall breaker anymore. Do you know why? That's because you exist. Because someone looked at the regular wall breaker and said, what if he was super? And now we are over here and can't go back. The regular wall breaker has just been collecting dust. 25,000 dark elixir to activate you. That's 25,000. Do you know how long that takes to save? Do you know what that buys? You could fund half a hero upgrade. You could start a new research in your lab, or you could put a pet down for upgrade. You could buy actual tangible process, but no. The village has suffered enough. The walls have suffered enough. The dark elixir reserves have suffered enough. This court finds the super wall breaker guilty on all 4 accounts without hesitation or mercy. Bailiff, take him away. And that is the super wall breaker, officially sentenced, locked up behind bars where he belongs. A massive thank you to Sky for throwing today's defendant into the ring and for coming onto the show with Karl. That really was a perfect pick, and it made the whole case way more fun to run, despite my little mistake. Now, your turn. If there is a troop or spell or even a siege that you think deserves to stand trial in Clash Court, come and make your case. Drop in and tell us all about it on the Discord. The link is right there in the description. And while you're down there, don't sleep on Sky's Clash survey. It will be linked too, so give that some love. Your feedback really does help. And that's all from me for now. Until next time, keep on clashing.